Hey everyone, welcome back. I hope everybody had a nice weekend. Out here on the West Coast, the weather has been really nice. So that in itself has been a mood enhancer. It's been super sunny, really hot, and I'm dying to do yoga outside. So hopefully soon I'll be able to take these videos outside and give you guys a little bit of what it's like on the beach soon. But as for today, we have got a really nice, relaxing yoga class. We're going to be doing stress relief yoga. So focusing a lot on the breath work today, the Ujjayi breath work that we talk a lot about in yoga. So deep breathing in through the nose and then deep breaths out of the nose. As far as postures go, we're going to be focusing on opening up the heart space, releasing tension through the spine, and releasing tension through the hips. So the hips happen to be a place where we hold on to a lot of our emotions. So by opening up the hips, we should hopefully be able to get stress and anxiety out of the body. So I've got my mat set up. I've set 2 blocks next to my mat today. If you would like to just bring over some props in case you need them. I'm not sure if I'm going to use them yet, but I'll decide when I get there. So just going to start down today in a nice, comfortable seated position. So if you would like to just crisscross the ankles or sit on the shins, just land down. Sit up nice and tall. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Open your mouth and sigh it out. We'll do a few more rounds just like that. Get rid of any stale air. Breath in and out. One more like that. Start to soften the shoulders. Maybe you want to take a couple head circles here. Just start to loosen up as you remain seated tall. And then just start to draw your awareness towards that Ujjayi breath. Deep breathing in through the nose. And long, slow breaths out of the nose. And we'll just come to find some stillness here. Dropping the shoulders a little bit lower. Pressing the chest forward as you draw the stomach muscles in. Sit up super tall. Trying to bring ease about into the body. While remaining calm and collected. Feel free to close your eyes. We'll be moving safely here on the mat. So if you'd like to keep your eyes closed, we're just going to take a little bit of a spinal twist here. So walk your right hand behind you, left hand on top of the right knee. Sit up taller, breathe in. Exhale, twist to the right. Your gaze will go over your right shoulder as you draw those stomach muscles in tight. Again. Last one. Inhale through to center. Just switch hands. Sit up tall, breath in. Exhale to twist. 2 more like that. Inhale back through to center. I just want you to walk your hands forward, remaining seated, keeping the sit bones planted down onto the mat And just tuck your chin down towards your chest, rounding through the spine. Trying to keep the sit bones connected to the mat the entire time. Press down into the palms, find more length in the side body here. And come back to that Ujjayi breath. Two more. Inhale, walk your hands back towards you as you sit up tall. I want you to keep your spine long. You pull your left heel in towards your right glute, and then the right leg will wrap on top of the left leg. So you're trying to get the knees to stack one on top of the other. Now, they're not always going to do that. Sometimes they're going to be a little bit off-centered, but that's okay. I want you to feel a stretch on the outside of the hip flexors here. So you're pulling both heels towards opposite glutes. And then you're either going to take your hands on your top thigh, start to press the top knee away. As you sit up a little bit taller, drop the shoulders down. Take a deep breath in. And out. You can stay here or feel free to get more of a heart opening here by reaching for opposite elbows behind you. So once you're pressing that top thigh away, if you feel secure enough to sit up tall without using the hands, start to pull the arms back, opening up the chest, pull the shoulder blades back, and tuck the chin. 2 more breaths. Nice and slow, you'll release the arms if you had them. And then just bring the soles of the feet together out in front of you. If you'd like to get a really deep hip opening stretch, you pull the heels in a little bit closer. And if you just want to go ahead and take it gradually, because this is one of the first really big hip openers here, you'll start to slide the feet out in front a little bit further away from you. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, with a long spine, you're going to hinge forward and fold. Stop. Once you get to the point where you feel like your spine is about to round, take a deep breath in. Exhale, you're drawing your navel towards your heels. Sit bones remain rooted, knees are wide. Breath in. Out, fold a little bit deeper into that space that you've created. 2 more. Try to soften up through those hip joints. And fold a little bit deeper. Last breath. Inhale, slowly rise up. And then from here, exhale, just go ahead, release the legs out in front. Give them a little bit of a shake. Then you'll plant your hands off to the top of your mat and walk your legs back so that you can land in a tabletop position here. Spread those fingers really wide. Make sure everything is lined up so that you're stacking shoulders over the hips. Shoulders over the wrists and hips over the knees. And just shift the hips from side to side. A couple rounds of cat-cow. Inhale, lift your gaze up, drop those stomach muscles, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, tuck your chin towards your chest, round through the spine as you lift the spine up. Again, inhale it through. Exhale to round. Inhale brings you back to neutral. Take your right knee actually out to the right side. And I just want you to draw a couple circles with your kneecap. So really opening up that hip joint here. Make those circles really big while trying to keep your chest squared to the mat. And then go ahead and move the knee in the opposite direction. Breathe in. And out. Right knee goes down. Left side, knee comes up. Draw some circles here. Core is engaged. And other side. Let's place that left knee back down. Keep the hips stacked over the knee joints. Start to walk the hands forward. Now you can always use a block for this stretch right here. I'm going to demonstrate both ways. So as the hips remain on top of the knees, you'll start to lower the chest down towards the mat, walking the hands out as far as they'll go. Try to keep the elbows up away from the ground as you start to lower your chest towards the mat. Now, you can either be here and start to lower towards the chin, or you can always take a prop, place it underneath the chest, and lower yourself down from there. And we've only got a couple rounds of breath here. I want you to breathe into that side body. So finding a little bit more length here. As the arms continue to reach forward, draw the stomach muscles in, press the tops of the feet down. Let's take one more round of breath. And then inhale, press into the palms. Start to lift the chest higher, walk the hands back. Okay. From here, spread those fingers wide again. Tuck the toes. Lift the hips nice and high, coming into your first down dog. Remember, the feet are about 2 fist distance apart. And you can start to pedal out the legs here. We've got 5 rounds of breath. And if you'd like to just start to find your stillness, bend the knees here and start to lower the heels towards the mat. And then just moving the chest a little bit closer towards the thighs. As you tuck the chin down towards the chest, you want to keep your ears in between your biceps. Draw those stomach muscles in and keep the hips really high. 2 breaths left. From here, inhale your right leg up super high, point the toes, keep that right outer hip pointed down towards the mat. Exhale, draw your right knee in towards your nose and glide forward. Now keep that core engagement. Look between the hands and step your right foot down in between the thumbs. You'll be high on the ball of the back foot. As you come into a lunge here, you want to start to lift the chest away from the thigh, and then your gaze will just be forward. Roll the shoulders back. You're either on your palms here or you're on your fingertips. Hips are super low, back heel is super high. Let's take 3 more breaths. Now nice and slow, you're going to drop your back heel down onto the ground. Cartwheel your hands all the way up into a warrior 2 position. Now just check back, make sure that your back foot is at about 90 degrees here. And then your right knee is stacked right on top of your right ankle. Arms are extending wide out to the sides. You've got 3 breaths left here. I want you to get nice and low. Reach the arms super wide. Tuck the tailbone under and straighten out the spine. Flip your front palm. Let's reverse our warrior. Right hand reaches high up over the head as the left hand starts to slide down that back leg. Let's take 3 breaths here. Really reach up, nice and long. Exhale, stretch it back, look up. Last 2. Final breath. Stay strong. Inhale, come back to your warrior 2. Straighten out your front leg. And then inhale, reach forward. So that left hip is shifting back. Exhale, drop the outside of your right hand to the inside of the right leg. Left arm reaches nice and high. You're reaching out of the left fingertips here. Take 4 breaths. Draw the stomach muscles in and twist your chest open. Chin is maybe tracking your left shoulder blade here. And then try to take a little bit of weight out of that bottom hand. Really use the obliques here to maintain the posture. Again, breath in and breath out. Last one. With straight legs, inhale, come all the way up and immediately reverse your triangle. Couple rounds of breath here. Inhale, bring it back to a triangle. Hands come onto the hips. I want you to turn the toes to face in towards one another, and you're facing the long side of your mat. And with the hands on the hips, breathe in, get tall. Exhale, draw those stomach muscles in, hinge forward, stop at the halfway mark. Another breath in. Exhale, fold completely, releasing your palms all the way down to the ground. And you've got a couple options here through the legs. If you want to walk the legs out a little bit further from one another and fold so that your head can either touch a prop or the mat, that's an option. Or if you want to walk the legs in a little bit closer and then plant your hands either on the mat or on a prop, you can just start to fold. And just shifting a little bit of weight here into the toes, so opening up the back of the legs, the IT band here. And I want you to just take a couple rounds of breath. Let's do one more. Start to soften the shoulders here. Inhale, bring your hands on your hips, lift up halfway. Exhale, lift up the rest of the way. And then just walk the feet in. Toes will be angled out towards the sides. And I want you to bring your hands towards your heart. Breathe in. Breathe out. Sit nice and low. We're coming into our yogi squat here. So finding that malasana pose. Palms are together, thumbs are pressing in towards the heart space as your chest is lifting up in towards the thumbs. Move the elbows a little bit wider to separate the knees a little bit further. Sit up nice and tall. You've got a few rounds of breath here. Nice and slow, you'll take your hands back behind you. I want you to just sit down, bring your legs straight out in front, give them a little bit of a shake. From here, inhale, swing your arms up nice and high, reach up. Exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, fold it out. And start to round the spine here as you tuck your chin towards your chest. 2 more breaths. Inhale, unravel, come back up to seated. Let's go ahead, just spin our legs so that they're facing the front of the mat. I want you to lower yourself all the way down onto the ground. And then just walk your feet in so that you can touch your heels with your fingers. Separate the feet about mat width. Plant the palms down, press into the feet, rise up through the hips. 5 breaths here in your bridge pose. trying to keep a little bit of inner thigh engagement here as you press the hips up further towards the ceiling. Last round of breath. And gently lowering the hips towards the mat. I want you to take your legs all the way up towards the ceiling. Take a couple rounds of breath here. Option to keep the arms along the sides or go ahead and take them all the way out into a T. Up and down the length of your spine. And eventually coming all the way back up into your seated position. So you guys face whatever direction you just landed in. I'll face the camera. And coming back into that seated position that you were in right in the beginning of the class. So we're basically starting over. We're just going through the other side. Sit up nice and tall. Breath in. Breath out. Drop the shoulders. Another one like that. Right hand on top of the left knee, left hand behind. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, twist to look over the left shoulder. Breath in. And out. 2 more. Inhale through to your center, opposite hand, and then the other hand goes back, sit up tall. Exhale to twist. 2 more. Don't forget to squeeze those stomach muscles as you twist. Inhale back to center. Exhale, walk the hands forward and fold. Couple rounds of breath here. Hips are heavy into the mat. Inhale, walk the hands back. Sit up tall. You'll pull that right heel in close towards the left glute, and the left leg will stack on top this time. And once you get there, you just take the hands, start to press that top knee away from you as you sit up really tall. Breathe in. Breathe out, press. And now again, if you prefer this variation, stay here. Otherwise, if you wanted that heart opening, you'll reach for opposite elbows. Inhale. Exhale. Start to pull the shoulders towards one another behind you. If you have the elbows, let's release those first. And then go ahead, draw the soles of the feet together. Sit up tall. Breath in. Instead of folding forward with a long spine this time, I want you to tuck your chin down towards your chest and start to roll one vertebrae at a time so that the crown of the head is pulling all the way down towards the feet. Breath in. And out. Nice and slow. Inhale, unravel. Let's come all the way back up to seated. Take your hands to the outsides of the knees and just bring your legs straight out in front. Give them a little bit of a shake. Hands will come down towards the front of the mat. Knees step back behind you, back into that tabletop. Spread those fingers wide. Shift the hips back and forth. And 2 rounds of cat-cow here in your own time. Nice and slow. Lift it up. Once you finish those 2 rounds, you'll come back to the neutral spine. And we'll start by just taking the left knee out to the left side, making a few circles here with the hips, drawing nice wide circles with the kneecap, and then drawing the other direction. Left knee down, right knee up. Other way. And plant the knee down. We're coming back into that puppy position. So hips remain high, arms start to walk out in front of you. Slowly lowering the chest a little bit closer towards the mat. Breath in, breath out. 4 more breaths here. And maybe you come down completely. Maybe the chin can actually touch the mat. But no matter where you go, just keep those elbows lifted. Start to draw the stomach muscles in a little bit closer. And carefully lifting the chest up, walking the hands back underneath. Spread the fingers, tuck the toes, lift yourself back into a down dog. Pedal the legs out. You have 5 rounds of breath. Remember, the majority of the weight in your body is shifting towards the back of your mat. So really plant the hands down, root into each of the finger tops, and spread those fingers really wide. You want a strong foundation here to press back. Stomach muscles are pulling in, hips are really high. Last breath. Left leg reaches up, point to toes. Whoop. Exhale, knee to nose. Step the foot down in between the thumbs. Come into your lunge. So now the chest starts to pull up away from the front thigh. Your back heel is really high. Stomach muscles are engaged. Get those hips down. Breath in. And out. Couple more like this. Sending the breath into the hip joints here. Use those stomach muscles to maintain the pose. And then just listen carefully. Drop that back heel down. Cartwheel the arms all the way up and open to your warrior 2. So the arms are going to be spreading out really wide here. Check back with the back foot. See where it is, 90 degrees, and get low through the front thigh. Let's straighten the spine out. Tuck the tailbone under. Pull those stomach muscles in and reach. We've got 2 breaths here. See if you can soften through the shoulders just a bit. Inhale, flip your front palm. Exhale, exalt your warrior. Reach up and back. Couple rounds of breath. Try to stay low if you can, and then focus your breathing on the left side body here as you open up and reach back. One more. Inhale brings you back to your warrior two. Straighten out the front leg, reach your left hand forward, and then exhale, drop the outside of your left arm to the inside of the left leg. Try not to lock out the left leg here. You want a bit of a micro bend here through the knee. And then reach that right arm high and twist to look up. Draw the stomach muscles in. You're opening the chest all the way up towards the sky. Couple rounds of breath. Last one. Inhale, bring it back up to triangle and immediately just reverse. 2 breaths here. Inhale back to your triangle. Hands come onto the hips. Turn your toes to face in towards one another. Heels are out really wide. Inhale, lift the chest, get really tall. Exhale, fold it forward. Stop halfway. Breath in. Breath out. Fold the rest of the way, hands down. Now you can keep your hands here just like we did in the last round. Shift your weight in towards your toes, or tuck your chin towards your chest and reach your hands to the outsides of the legs. You can go to the outsides of the calves, the ankles. I want you to just land here, wherever that is, and come back to the breath work. If you've got the outsides of the legs, maybe you can start to fold a little bit further, bringing the elbows out to the sides. Couple more breaths here. Hands will come underneath the face. Inhale, lift up halfway, bring your hands onto your hips. Exhale, lift up the rest of the way. And we'll walk the feet in. Toes face out this time. Heels come in. Lower yourself down into that Malasana squat. Make whatever adjustments you need to. Bring the tailbone all the way down towards the mat. Lift the chest into the thumbs. And I'll turn around to face you guys. You guys stay exactly where you are. Couple more like this. And go ahead, plant your hands down behind you. You'll settle your hips onto the ground. Extend your legs forward. Let's give them a bit of a shake. Inhale, extend the arms high, reach up, flex the feet. Exhale to fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop the chest forward. 2 more. Inhale, walk the hands up the legs, sit up tall. And just spin towards the front of the mat. You'll lower yourself all the way down onto the ground. And last round we did a bridge pose. If you have a prop and you'd like to take a restorative bridge pose on any level of your prop, you just slide the hips up and move that block underneath. come into that restorative bridge. If you would like to just do the exact same bridge you did last time, it's hands down, walking the feet in, lifting the hips. If you would like a full wheel, you'll plant your hands by your ears. Fingers will be facing the shoulders. You'll press into the crown of your head first on the inhale. And then exhale, press into the palms and the feet. Extend the arms and legs. Make sure that the inner thighs are rolling in towards one another, and you want to press your chest through your arms. We'll take 3 breaths wherever you are. And nice and slow, if you're in a full wheel, you'll lower to the crown of your head first, tuck your chin, and then slowly come down onto your back. Everybody else, just lower the hips down nice and slow. You'll stretch your legs out long. And we're going to take 4 deep rounds of breath here. And close down the eyes. Soften the shoulders. Relax the spine. And just really feel the rebound of that pose. And when you're ready, you'll go ahead, walk your feet back in. You have 2 options here for either a shoulder stand or a hip raise. I'll show you the hip raise first. Again, that's using a prop or the variation we did last time with the legs up to 90. You just hang out here. If you have a prop, it's going to be the exact same thing on the lowest setting with your legs up to 90. For everyone else who feels secure enough to come into a shoulder stand, all you'll be doing is lifting the legs up to 90, pressing the hips up, and placing your hands towards your low back. Walking the elbows in nice and close, and then trying to just bring your weight over your hips. So everything is extending up completely. We'll take a few rounds of breath wherever you are. If you're in a shoulder stand and you'd like to come into a pike, nice and slow, you'll keep both legs together. Draw the stomach muscles in and bring the legs over your head, toes touching the mat behind you. And you can choose to keep the hands at the low back here. Maybe you want to interlace the fingers or plant the palms. If you're in a pike, maybe drop the knees down towards the forehead, or go ahead and squeeze the sides of the head with the knees. About 3 rounds of breath left. And when you're ready to come out of this, you'll do it nice and slow. Use the assistance of your hands to lower your hips all the way down, and then you can eventually just lower the legs down towards the mat. 1 deep breath in and out. Okay, let's pull the knees in towards the chest, hands about the hamstrings. Start to rock up and down the length of your spine, and eventually planting the hands down at the front of the mat and either stepping back or jumping back. I want you to come into a high plank. From here, 1 breath in. And as you breathe out, glide forward, lower all the way down onto the mat. I want you to walk the hands back so that they're framing your rib cage. Bring the big toes together to touch. Press into the palms, lift the kneecaps. Lift the chest all the way up. Let's look over the right shoulder. Take a breath in. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale over to the left side. Exhale, back to center. Drop the knees. Press yourself into a tabletop. Tuck the toes. Move your hips up and back to down dog. 2 deep breaths here. Inhale, your right leg reaches all the way up. Exhale, right knee to right wrist, ankle goes all the way over towards the left wrist, and you'll just slowly lower the hips all the way down to the floor. And then either bringing the right shin parallel to the front edge of your mat, or you can start to move the heel in a little bit closer towards the groin. Just keep the hips nice and squared here. Look back over your left shoulder. Make sure that that left leg is out long. And then lift the chest, proud pigeon. Breathe in. Exhale, start to walk your hands forward. If you have a prop, you'd like to place it underneath your forehead, go for that. Otherwise, stretch your arms out. Forehead lowers down towards the floor. And you can take any arm variation here. Either the arms reaching out, palms facing up. Maybe you want to bring your hands into a prayer position right at the base of your neck. And start to open up through the armpits and the side body as well. From here, you'll want to relax the stomach muscles. Try to soften through the hip joints. Got about 4 more breaths here. And from here, just walking the hands back up so you can lift your chest. You'll scoot your weight over onto your right hip. Extend your left leg straight out in front. Your right ankle is going to cross on top of your left knee, trying to avoid the knee though, so you want to keep it above. And then flex your right foot. Inhale, reach your arms up, flex your left foot. Exhale, fold forward. Try to keep the right knee nice and wide. And you can always use your right elbow here to press the knee away from you. Or if you don't need it, you can always just grab for your ankle or outside of the foot. You want to inhale, lift your chest up. Exhale to fold, elbows facing down. Again, inhale, lift. Exhale to fold. 2 more. Last one. Inhale, walk the hands back, sit up tall. Right leg still. I want you to take that back behind you so that the top of the foot and the top of the shin are pressing down into the mat as both sit bones are pressing firmly into the ground. Your left foot remains flexed. Inhale, extend your arms up. Exhale, fold it out. Grab for anything you can on this left leg. Keep your core muscles engaged and try to press the right hip down as you fold. Elbows remain wide here. Breathe in and out. Just a couple more. The biggest challenge in this pose is trying to keep that right sit bone down on the ground rather than allowing it to roll up. Inhale, walk your hands back, lift your chest. From here, just plant your hands down in front of you. Come back into your plank. Strong core. Inhale, glide forward. Exhale, lower all the way down to the ground. Let's walk the hands back. Bring the big toes towards one another. Press down into the tops of the feet. Lift the knees. Extend the arms. Lift the chest. Roll the shoulder blades back. Breath in. Exhale, look left. Inhale to center. Exhale, right. Inhale, back up to center. Press yourself onto hands and knees. Let's tuck the toes, down dog. Breath in. And out. Again. Inhale, left leg reaches all the way up, point the toes. Exhale, left knee, left wrist, ankle over to the other side, slide those hips down. And again, same checklist as last time. Trying to get as much out of this stretch here through the hips as we can. So squaring the hips, and then just looking back over the right leg. Proud pigeon, lift up. Exhale, walk it out. And see if you can roll the right outer hip down closer towards your mat. Release any tension through the face here, the shoulders, the stomach, the legs. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, walk the hands back. Shifting the weight over onto the left hip now. Right leg extends out in front. Left ankle crosses over the right knee. So just above. Flexing both feet. Inhale, rise up. Really reach high here. Exhale, fold it out. Inhale, lift. Exhale to fold. Couple more like that. Inhale, lift the chest. And then exhale, coming into Ekapada. Left shin down on the mat. Left sit bone down on the mat. Right leg is extending straight out, foot is flexed, arms reach up, breath in. Exhale to fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale to fold. You want to try to keep that left knee almost touching, if not actually touching, the right knee here. Use those stomach muscles. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, left leg forward. We'll give that a shake. And just turning the palms to face up. I want you to sit nice and tall. Breathe in. Exhale, really slow all the way down onto the mat. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming into your Shavasana. Final pose. Separate the legs. Separate the arms. Lift the chest slightly. Roll the shoulders underneath. And let's try to take a little bit more of a grounding Shavasana today. So right hand to your low belly. Left hand towards your heart space. And coming back to the idea that this entire sequence was for stress and anxiety relief. I want you to feel your breath moving into the hands here. As you breathe in, the whole stomach presses your hands away. And then as you breathe out, you find a little bit more grounding here. Tuck the chin towards the chest, close down the eyes. And just continue to breathe like this for a few moments. And just noticing any areas of tension that might come up. See if you can breathe them out of your body. And then slowly starting to come into a more normal flow of breath, whatever that is. Maybe you just separate the lips a bit and the teeth. Feel the eyeballs in your head get heavy. Land here for as many breaths as you can. Dropping into your version of stillness, your version of relaxation. And as you guys decide you're ready to come out of this, you'll do it very slowly, just wiggling the fingers, making minor movements in the body, and start to slowly wake back up. Now, if you'd like to stay in your Shavasana, which I highly recommend, just turn this video off right now. For anybody who is ready to come out, you'll just sit up on your mat. Close out your practice with a really deep inhale through the nose. Open the mouth and let it go. Two more like that. I thank you again, guys, for joining me here today on my mat. I hope you have found some version of stress, anxiety, release. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day today. Namaste.